I'm David Sobie. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Happy Returns. Happy Returns is tackling the painful challenge of returning products purchased online. We offer return software and reverse logistics for leading e-commerce retailers. If you think about returning products purchased online today, they're really characterized by friction. Friction in the form of a lot of tasks that online shoppers are forced to do. Typically, they're forced to print labels, secure boxes, find packing tape, and their reward for all of that is going and waiting in line at a carrier, shipping their item back, and checking their credit card statement for the next 2 to 3 weeks to see whether their refund or exchange has been initiated. One thing people don't often realize about returns is how much they impact upstream, how returns impact where people shop, when they check out, and certainly whether or not they come back. Something like 87% of people who have a poor return experience will never shop with a retailer again. So we address that by providing exactly what online shoppers want, which is a friction-free return experience. That friction-free return experience enables loyalty. We often hear from online shoppers, I'm more apt to shop at a retailer that offers Happy Returns because they've taken what used to be a headache and turned it into something positive and easy for me. So I'm more likely to shop this retailer. I'm more likely to try a new product, to try an expanded assortment, to maybe get multiple sizes or multiple colors of a product that I want, because I know if it doesn't work out, the process of returning it is going to be seamless and easy. I'd say the first major trend that we've all been observing is that online shoppers expect returns to be free. And what that means is they expect online retailers to pay the cost of those returns. Second, we hear pretty frequently that what retailers want in returns is similar to what they want in delivery, which is choice. Give me an option that doesn't include the hassle and weight of the mail. And third, we see that in addition to choice, what customers want are options that are good for the planet. Think about e-commerce, it generates an enormous amount of waste, both in terms of cardboard waste and greenhouse gas emissions. And so online shoppers are really seeking options that are good for the planet in returning their products. Returns are very costly for retailers today if the only option is returning via the mail. You'd be hard-pressed to design a more inefficient process than returning single-item shipments through the mail. So there are two basic ideas that we employ to reduce the cost to retailers. The first is aggregation, and that's really just the simple math of putting multiple items in the box rather than sending multiple boxes. And so we aggregate items in two ways. From our return bar network, we aggregate items across retailers. So all of the retailers that use Happy Returns get the benefit of their items traveling in an aggregated commingled shipment from the point of drop-off at a return bar to the point of our return hub. At the return hubs, we sort by retailer, taking all the items from a given retailer. I'll pick one, use Everlane. All the returns that have been dropped off at the Happy Returns network from Everlane items across one region of the country will be sent to our processing hub in that region. There we're aggregating across the region and shipping back in bulk, typically a palletized shipment via less than truckload, back to Everlane. And so by aggregating, we're able to reduce the cost per unit of shipping. Second, and this is pretty important, by offering an immediate refund or exchange at the time of drop-off, we're able to reduce the burden of customer support for the retailers. Ask any retailer that sells online, why do people contact customer service? And they'll tell you two reasons. First, some version of where's my order, and second, some version of where's my refund. So by offering an immediate return or exchange at the time of drop-off, we're able to eliminate that customer service need and eliminate those calls that used to come in asking about the status of a refund. In terms of insourced or outsourced returns, it really depends. It depends on the size of the retailer. It depends on what they're good at and what their core competence is. So I think our point of view would be for a small, emerging, or medium-sized retailer, it's probably better to outsource this. There are probably other areas of your business that you want to spend your time focused on, like product development and customer experience. Returns is typically not an area where they have a core competence. For larger retailers that are operating at scale and typically operating their own fulfillment centers, they may be pretty good at this process already. In that instance, Happy Returns can help them by augmenting their process as opposed to completely outsourcing it. So that's where our software, our in-person return network to support retailers' existing infrastructure comes into play. Happy Returns describes ourselves as a software and logistics company. So our software helps the return process in 3 ways. First, we offer software for retailers to use in the online return and exchange flows of their websites. So this is a white label software, meaning it's branded with the retailer branding, but powered by Happy Returns. And the goal of that is to really make it as easy as possible for online shoppers to return and exchange products. Second is the software that we use to enable returns in person. So the ability to buy it online from a retailer, but return it to a third-party network like ours. There, the software is playing the role of actually being able to look up customer orders, be able to confirm that items can be returned, and finally, being able to collect the information the retailers need to process those returns. And then third, we use our software to power what we call return hubs, which are the processing hubs that we use to support our in-person return bar network. If you think about the task at the hubs, we're taking commingled shipments, meaning shipments that have returns from multiple retailers. We have to be able to sort those items, be able to process them according to the guidelines the retailers provide for us. That's all enabled by software in our warehouses. It's really through third-party networks like Happy Returns. In our model, retailers sell online and offer their customers the option to return to our network. And our network is composed today of over 700 locations in 143 metro areas around the country. We partner with companies like PaperSource, Cost Plus World Market, Bed Bath & Beyond, who are excited about the foot traffic that online returns represent. And so here, a retailer that sells online and has no physical stores can offer their customers the convenience and ease of returning in person, but to a third-party network. If you think about a return, the very nature of it is that something didn't work. And so the very nature of a return is that the customer has a task now to do because a purchase wasn't satisfactory. And so this is really a place where a lot of retailers end up losing customers. The point of return is really an opportunity for a retailer to build a relationship with their online shopper. It's often the area or the time in the relationship where a retailer can lose the customer. So really it's all about ease and speed, trying to provide the customer with the easiest and fastest process to return or exchange an item. That's really where loyalty is built. When customers have a positive return experience, they're more likely to shop from that retailer. They're more likely to try different items in the assortment. They're more likely to be loyal when they know if something doesn't work out, it'll be easy for me to return. With Happy Returns, we eliminate all of the hassle and weight of returns by mail, offering online shoppers the ability to return in person for an immediate exchange or refund. Retailers have to be willing to offer Happy Returns for their shoppers as an option. Typically, they present Happy Returns as an alternative to returning via the mail. Returns in person eliminate the hassle and weight. Returns in person also help the retailers save money on the cost of returns and reduce the environmental impact of those shipments on the planet.